Back here in downtown Los Angeles, the Staples Center, Suns and Clippers tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Discount Tire Company. Visit Discount Tire Company on the web by logging on to discounttire.com. Discount Tire, low prices, more choices, and the best brands. Nash and Rajabell in the backcourt, Boris Diaw, Sean Marion the forwards, and Kurt Thomas, who's been gobbling up the rebounds of late. The man in the middle for Suns head coach Mike D'Antoni, who, if you go back a few years, was actually an assistant in Portland under Mike Dunleavy, who is the head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. So D'Antoni and the Suns looking for sole possession of first place in the Pacific Division if they can get the victory here tonight over the LA Clippers. And their starting lineup includes Quentin Ross in there as a starting forward for Corey Maggette. Maggette is out with a foot injury, so it's Ross and Brand the forwards, Chris Kaman in the center, Cuttino Mobley and Sam Cassell in the backcourt for their head coach, Mike Dunleavy, now in his third season with the Clippers. First day of training camp, he basically pulled all the players together, Dan Marley, and said, nothing gets in the way of winning here with the Clippers this season. You don't buy in, I'll trade you, or I won't play you.
Oh, I like that. I mean, that's beautiful. And the Clippers have responded. They didn't know how, him and Sam Cassell would get along. Well, it's been great. They have a lot of heated discussions during the game, but Cassell said that's how we communicate. He understands how much I like to win, and I know how much he wants to win.
Tonight's AutoZone matchup presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And we take a look at the two centers here tonight. Kurt Thomas and Chris Kaman from Central Michigan.
Fighting Chippewas, baby.
Second most popular, most famous Chippewa, Chris Kaman.
No, he's not even second.
There is no second.
Dan Roundfield, Ben Boquette, then Chris Kaman.
Oh, okay.
But, Kurt's going to have his hands full with Chris because he does a good job on the backboards. Had 19 rebounds here a couple nights ago. So look for Kurt Thomas to use his power, his ability to block off, because Kaman, he's given up a lot of size to Chris, but he's going to be able to use his strength to keep him off the backboards.
As usual here in Los Angeles, looks like a late arriving crowd at the Staples Center. They were expecting to have close to a sellout here tonight. They've been receiving upwards of 18,000 people and fans coming out for these Clipper games because it is chic to be a Clipper fan again.
Late arriving crowd, though.
Yep. As usual, traffic, even on a Saturday.
Are you kidding me?
You had to wake me up on the team bus. That was a long trip from Marina Del Rey. The Clippers, 13-5 record, best start in Clipper history.
I was going to tell you that Ritz-Carlton wants their pillow back. You can't steal their pillows on the bus.
They want the robe too?
Yeah.
Darn it. Clippers used to be the Buffalo Braves, and you go back to 1974-75. They started out 15-3, but again, this 13-5 start, the best in Clipper history. Of course, they used to play in San Diego, moved here to Los Angeles in 1984. Elton Brand goes to work on Kurt Thomas. He has the defensive assignment on Brand, and now it's Mobley jacking it up for two.
Well, you can see there the Suns are not going to double-team Melton Brand, so Kurt's going to have his hands full down there. And if they're not going to double-team him, the guy's got to stay home on the outside shooters.
Mobley coming off a 24-point performance in the Clippers' last game. They also took on the New York Knicks, like the Phoenix Suns. And that was on Wednesday night. That was their last contest. It was here at the Staples Center. It was very similar to the battle we saw last night between the Suns and Knicks. The score was almost identical. Another grinded-out game. Inside, Ross taking the feed from Mobley, goes out of bounds, and the Clippers will have it. First minute of action here from the Staples Center, and Kurt Thomas showing off the D.
He just gets back and does a good job of getting a hand down there and blocking. And those Clipper teams, a very good shooting team, shooting 46%, but their defense are number one in the league and holding their opponents to 40% free throw or field goal percentage, so doing a good job on the defensive end.
And that's shocking too, Dan, when you consider the players out there on the court. Cassell, Mobley, not really known for their defense. Elton Brand is a good shot blocker. Chris Kaman, not the most athletic, but that really does strike a chord when you look at that number one field goal defense for the Clippers, but an open look, uncontested field goal there for Kurt Thomas.
And they play, doing a good solid defense. They're 29th in the league in steals, and they're last in the league in forcing turnovers, so they're not gambling a lot, they're just playing good fundamental defense.
And that's what Mike Dunleavy stressed during the preseason. Better defense and better free throw shooting. From the outside, Mobley sticks his second J for the Clippers. And it's a 2-point lead for LA. They are 8-1 here at home at the Staples Center. Their lone loss on their home floor against the Indiana Pacers. Boris Diaw against the shorter Mobley, who strips Diaw. Took a chop at the ball, apparently came away clean, and it's Cassell His miss, rebounded by Steve Nash, trying to push the tempo, lobbing it up for Sean Marion, and brings it down.
Well, just Sean showing how quick he is, just outrunning all the Clippers and getting down in a nice pass by Steve Nash. But if Diaw finds himself down there guarded by Cuttino Mobley, can't hang on to the ball that long, just got to turn around, use his size, and put it up on the basket.
Cassell, a touch and a hold there on Raja Bell of the Suns. Suns last night, 85-81 win over the New York Knicks, and it was startling, Dan, to watch the Suns play the first 40 minutes of that game and not go to the free throw line.
Yeah, we were getting nervous. I didn't think they were ever going to get to the line. They shot a lot of threes, and the Knicks did a good job of packing in the paint and making the Suns beat them from the outside.
We've got another hold and a foul, and it goes against Raja Bell again, and that is number 2 on Raja Bell of the Suns. 2 quick fouls, and we'll see if D'Antoni goes to the Suns bench, and he does. It's Leandro Barbosa. Leandro making his return after an 8-game absence with the knee injury. Last night appeared pretty tentative against the New York Knicks, according to his head coach Mike D'Antoni, and Barbosa gets the early call here with Bell's second personal foul.
Yeah, he did look tentative last night. It's going to take a few games for get his confidence back in that knee, but hit a few nice shots the other night, so it's good to see Leandro back.
Popping from the outside, it's Quentin Ross, not really known for his offense, averaging only 6 points per game for this Clippers team. 24-year-old Quentin Ross, who his head coach Mike Dunleavy compares him to a young Michael Cooper. So his defense has really been his staple and his access into the NBA. Nash shut down there. Tough defense here by the Clippers. Marion trying to drive on Ross. Goes off of Marion's knee, out of bounds. Excellent defense there by Ross.
And also, Kaman's doing a good job of jumping out on the pick and roll with Nash, not allowing him to penetrate and not see anybody open underneath the basket, so he's using his size.
There was that number 1 defense, field goal percentage-wise, by the LA Clippers. They come in averaging 99 points on offense and give up 94. Mobley wants his 3rd field goal, and it's a 3. Cuttino Mobley, 8th year out of Rhode Island, and he quickly has 7 points. 7 of the Clippers' 9. Back comes Steve Nash cashing in from the outside.
Well, this is a Clippers team. They don't take a lot of threes. They only average about 10 threes a game, but Cuttino's one of those guys who can really shoot if he's left wide open.
Suns getting into some early foul difficulty here. Kurt Thomas is belted with a personal there.
So here, just spacing the floor. Cassell drives, finds a wide open Cuttino, lets it fly. And you talk about the Clippers, they're number 1 in the league in free throw percentage too. And getting to the line a lot at 28 times a game.
Kaman whips it cross court to Mobley. Trouble with the handle, then lofts it up for Brand, and he's hammered from behind. Second personal now on Kurt Thomas. Bell has 2, Thomas has 2, and now Mike D'Antoni again looks to his bench. Remember, Brian Grant is out after having his knee surgery, so Pat Burke may see some action here tonight for D'Antoni and the Suns. Elton Brand at the line. You talked about the fact that the Clippers come in number 1 in the league in free throw percentage. At the end of every practice, Dunleavy says mandatory 100 free throw attempts, and you log the makes. They are charting the progress of each player from the free throw line, and it's certainly paying off for this team.
Well, as a team, they shoot 80%. They got a bunch of guys over it. Maggette shoots 87%, Cassell 88%, Mobley 83%. So this team is a very good free throw shooting team.
Unbelievable start to the season for Elton Brand. Top 10 in scoring, rebounding, blocks, field goal percentage. Boris Diaw from the left elbow, face up on Elton Brand. Choked off there in the lane and then throws it away looking for Leandro Barbosa. And that's a turnover for Phoenix, number 3 here in the opening period, 4 minutes deep.
Yeah, too tentative for Boris. I think he should just catch it and make a strong move. He's so good at putting the ball down, using his quickness. There's no way Brand can stay with him. That time just held on to the ball too long.
Suns running into the same situation they had with Golden State, though. They came away with the victory against the Warriors, but a team that was rested, waiting for them at home and playing on back-to-back nights at home and then on the road. The rebound there to Kurt Thomas, and now Diaw whip pass to Marion in the corner. Barbosa shakes along the baseline, flies right past Cassell. Beautiful move by the Brazilian blur, Leandro Barbosa.
Very nice little head fake and used that quickness. Baseline, got all the way to the rim.
That is what makes his head coach, Mike D'Antoni, so excited. The Suns, with this win streak and really doing it without Leandro Barbosa. Add him into the mix, and who knows what can happen with this team, much less Amari Stoudemire down the line. Another bucket for Mobley. He has 9 points already in the quarter. Mobley, a perfect 4 of 4 from the field. Thomas gets it over to Barbosa, behind the line for 3, absolutely, for Leandro Barbosa. Back-to-back hoops, the drive and then the 3, and he's in the zone with AutoZone. $100 to Phoenix Suns Charities, courtesy AutoZone, and it's a 2-point Clipper lead.
Welcome back, Leandro, huh? Showing his quickness first and then showing he hasn't lost a touch from the outside.
Mobley wants more, rolls off, but he earns a ticket to the line. A very confident Cuttino Mobley here in the first quarter.
Leandro's got to realize that Cuttino's left-handed. He keeps going to that left hand in the middle. You want to make him turn over that left shoulder and not let him go to that easy hand in the middle there. And anytime you got somebody in the post, you always want him to not let it get in the middle. It opens up everything for everybody else. You want to make him go baseline.
You know how tight Cuttino Mobley was in his days with the Rockets and then Orlando with Stevie Francis. Apparently developing quite a bond as well with his new backcourt mate, Sam Cassell. They both live in Houston and spent quite a bit of time in the offseason in workouts there in the Houston area. And Mobley sinks them both in double figures. 11 of the Clippers' 15 points from Cuttino Mobley, the 30-year-old. Cassell, 36 years of age in the Clipper backcourt, and a kicking violation against Elton Brand of the Clippers, and the Suns will have it on the side. Tonight's officials, Bill Spooner, Violet Palmer, and Pat Frayer, here from the Staples Center. Still fans filing in, kind of a quiet crowd to begin this one for the new and improved LA Clippers, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Ross. Don't even hear some of that arena music that you normally get. They had a hockey game here earlier today, and I know the setup crew was really busting their way through, trying to get set up for this game. Kurt Thomas, straight and sweet from the baseline. So the Suns will have to fight through possible fatigue and kind of a lackadaisical atmosphere here at the Staples Center. Kaman backing down now on Diaw. Boris giving up a good 30-40 pounds in that matchup.
Not giving up a lot of size. Kaman just took his time, took 2 or 3 dribbles down, and then went to the right shoulder with a nice jump hook.
Back comes Nash, spins off, and the rebound to Elton Brand. Brand averaging 11 rebounds, 7th best in the NBA so far. Takes the handoff from Cassell, drops the shoulder, throws the baby hook right up and over Kurt Thomas.
And that's where he's so good. He got such power. It gave him a little hesitation dribble, went to the right hand, and then used a great touch off the rim there. But Elton Brand has had a great year. Boris Diaw, who continues to prove that outside shot, but Brand is an early MVP candidate.
Under 5.5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Again, Diaw with that defensive assignment on Kaman. Would love to have him face up and shoot jumpers. Instead, Kaman, again, muscling inside and now fades on Diaw. Another bucket for Chris Kaman.
Well, they may have to do something different on Kaman, maybe come down to double team and get it out of his hands.
The pick and roll, Diaw, right-handed hook and ripped out of there by Kaman. Now it's Brand. Through the lane, over the top of Thomas. Another opportunity for Elton Brand. Spins out, and then Kurt Thomas cleans up. That's a great matchup down there between two veterans. Barbosa blasting in, and another board for Kaman. Cassell whips it over to Mobley. Pace picking up, nearly traveling there was Ross, and now Mobley from the left elbow.
Well, hectic pace is what the Suns want. They want to get out, run more than anybody, so hopefully let's get the Suns light a little fire underneath Steve Nash. It's all the way in the middle and hits a nice jump shot.
There's that quick offense by the Suns and Steve Nash, an uncontested J fading away from Kaman, and it's now a 4-point lead for the Clippers. Nash, his second hoop to go along with 3 assists so far here in the opening period. Nash averaging 11 assists per game, the only player in the league double figures in that category. Again, they go to Kaman, this time double team help from Marion. Swinging into the corner, Mobley, open look, and down it goes for Cuttino Mobley for 3. Back come the Suns, Nash up ahead, Marion with the finish. Right back at you come the Suns.
Well, you got to pick your poison. That time, the Suns went down, double team and came, and he got it out early and swung it all the way around to another wide open Cuttino Mobley, but the Suns not hanging their head. Sean Marion using that quickness gets a layup.
Clippers playing game 4 of a 5-game homestand here at the Staples Center. Kaman gives it a home, spun right past Boris Diaw, who went for the head fake.
Well, all set up by a great pass by Cassell, who threw it to the opposite hand. Kaman caught it. Nice turnaround dunk.
Marion, corner pocket 3 for Sean Marion. In the zone with AutoZone, another $100 to Suns Charities after the 3-pointer by Marion, cutting the lead to 4. Marion for the Suns, 7 points so far here in the period. Barbosa tracking Cassell, contact, and down went Cassell. He'll head to the line for 2, and we have a timeout. 3:07 to go here in the opening quarter. Looks like a good one between the Clippers and the Suns. Chris Kaman and Cuttino Mobley doing most of the damage here in the opening quarter.
Just a great pass by Cassell. The opposite hand turns around, and the fighting Chippewa up and under with a 2-hand slam.
Cuttino Mobley has 14, 5 of 6 from the field. Chris Kaman has hit all 3 of his shots. Clippers lead by 4 here in the opening period. The annual Dasani Suns Dance Team poster will be distributed to the first 7,500 fans of the Suns game on Monday, December 12th, 2 nights from this evening. In addition, the dance team will be autographing the posters in the Casino Arizona Pavilion at America West Arena from 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or visit Suns.com. Coming in out of that timeout, James Jones will appear for Phoenix. Eddie House also checking in for Mike D'Antoni and the Suns. The Clippers, we mentioned Corey Maggette is out with a foot injury. Željko Rebraca, he is also missing for this team because of an irregular heartbeat. And their second-year player, 20-year-old point guard Sean Livingston, has been out this entire regular season with a back injury, but he has resumed practices with the Clippers. And Sean Livingston is expected to rejoin this Clippers team as early as next week. And Dan, my question to you is, as well as Sam Cassell has played at the point, engineering this turnaround for the Clippers, what do they do with the youngster Sean Livingston, who really is their future point guard?
Well, he stays on the bench. I mean, maybe some spot time.
The future is not now.
The future is not now.
No developing. That would not make Sam Cassell very happy.
It's not broke, you don't fix it.
And you want to keep Sam Cassell happy. From the outside, James Jones, a direct hit right in off the Suns bench. And it's 28-22.
Well, the Suns shooting over 70%. Against a team like we talked about who's number 1 in the league at holding their opponents to 40% and still find themselves behind here.
28-24 is the score. Back comes Cassell, rims out. Suns have 5 team fouls. The Clippers have not picked up 1 as of yet. A replay of last night with the Knicks. The Suns did not even go to the stripe until the fourth quarter. In and out for Kurt Thomas.
Well, it's hard to get to the line when you're shooting all jump shots. And that's what the Suns do. And the Clippers, much like New York did the other night, just play good, solid defense, make you pass the ball, and don't allow too much penetration.
2 minutes to go here in the opening period. Sam Cassell with his first field goal of the night, coming in averaging 16 points, 8 assists for the Clippers, and he really set the tone in the opener when he scored 35 for this LA Clippers team to go along with 11 assists in that season-opening victory. Way off the mark there was Leandro Barbosa. The Clippers will have it when we come back. 1:48 to go here in the opening period. The Clippers with 30 on the board so far. Clippers leading by 6 here in the opening quarter, here tonight against the Suns. And then tomorrow, the Detroit Pistons come to town, taking on the Clippers here at the Staples Center. Come to town. They're already here in town. There's their head coach, Flip Saunders, the Pistons with the best record right now in all the NBA. So it's the Clips and the Pistons tomorrow here at Staples Center. Hey, Suns fans, gift giving is a slam dunk with McDonald's new Arch Cards, available in an array of designs so you can personalize your gift of giving. Great food at participating McDonald's. Little scouting action there for Flip Saunders. So much more enjoyable to watch that Pistons team this season, too, as he has really unleashed those athletic players there in
Detroit. Some offense into that defense. Doing a great job.
Suns are shooting 65% from the field and yet trail by 6. Clippers not bad themselves, 58% from the field, and Elton Brand attracting a crowd, a trio of defenders, and he heads back to the line where the Clippers so far are 6 of 6 from the stripe.
Just a handful of the post, so quick and powerful, and it's got a knack of getting to the line, but if you're a guy guarding him, like I said, you can't let him get to the middle in the post. You got to force him baseline. Much easier said than done, but got to get on that right hand.
Of course, you know, Elton Brand went to Duke, and talking to him before tonight's game, I asked, have you heard yet from Jerry Colangelo and USA men's basketball team? Jerry Colangelo is starting to contact some players. You would think Elton Brand might be on that list, especially considering the head coach of Team USA, Mike Krzyzewski, his college coach at Duke. But he said, as of yet, no contact.
Wouldn't be a bad guy to have on your squad.
The ultimate competitor. We talked about that. The fact he has not ever made it into the playoffs. His career with the Clippers, and prior to that, the Chicago Bulls. Boris Diaw floats in with the right-handed shot in the lane off the assist from Eddie House.
And that's what Boris has to do that time. Caught it and went directly to the hole and laid it in.
Moments ago, the Clippers, that 8-point lead was their biggest. James Singleton is in there now for the Clips. Cassell comes up short. Another rebound for Elton Brand. He has 2 or 3 Suns defenders wherever he goes. Daniel Ewing, another Dookie. This is a 3-pointer for Ewing off the Clippers bench. A second-round draft pick, Daniel Ewing. They actually have 3 former Duke Blue Devils on this team, if you count Maggette, Brand, and Ewing. Lob feed inside, and Marion drops it in.
Well, Boris and Sean have really developed a great connection. Boris flashing to the high post, just caught it, threw it to a spinning Sean Marion for a lob, and you see that play a lot out of those 2 guys.
Inside of 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Brand trying to overpower Diaw, who holds his own. And here comes Diaw, triggering the Suns' fast break. Up ahead, Raja Bell. Straight but short. Rebounded James Jones, and the reset for the Suns. Jones will fire away. Straight and sweet for 3 for James Jones.
And Tony with a nice little smile on his face. I'm sure when he let that shot go, it wasn't the best looking shot as he got off his rebound and dribbled back, and then once he made it, looked at his bench and kind of gave him a wry smile.
Came curling.
Like, no.
Oh, good straight shot. Good shot. The ultra green light when you play for the Suns, as long as they drop. Cassell, and he buries it.
Best in the league at that right there. Getting inside the 15, 14-foot area.
Final seconds. Eddie House will go to the line. A rookie mistake there by Ewing, who fouls Eddie House behind the line, and 3 free throws coming for House.
That is a terrible foul.
Ewing and Mobley were both over there trying to put pressure on Eddie House as he set up the last second shot. 0.3 on the clock, and Eddie sticks the first one.
He went to Duke?
He sure did. 4 years. Coach K didn't teach him that one. Don't reach in, don't foul in the final second. The guy's lofting up a prayer. So a true opportunity.
Guy when he's shooting a runner from 30?
No. So time has run out now on the Clippers and the Suns here in the opening period. And the Suns close out that first quarter on an 8-2 run over the last minute, cutting the Clipper lead to 3. And you are watching Phoenix Suns basketball on UPN 45. Start of the second quarter here from Los Angeles. Tom Leander along with Dan Marley. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday night from downtown Los Angeles. Tim Mitchell's has several types of fresh cut trees, as well as wreaths, swags, and a variety of house decor for your holiday celebration. Tim Mitchell's Christmas trees have 5 retail locations throughout the valley to serve you, open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Starting backcourt for the Clippers, Mobley and Cassell accounting for 20 points in the opening period. 14 by Mobley, 14 awfully quick points. James Jones under pressure from Elton Brand, and he still hammers it down.
Another tough shot by James Jones. Came off the pick and had Elton Brand right in his face, just raised up and knocked down the jumper, so he's feeling it here tonight.
James didn't shoot awfully well last night against the Knicks, just 1 of 6 from the field, but comes out hot here in LA. Looks like the Suns have fallen back into a zone defense. They've got James Jones and Eddie House out on top. Jones chasing after Mobley, and the Suns come away with the rebound. Looked like a 2-3 zone to begin the second quarter for D'Antoni and the Suns. Quick fire by Eddie House, who spent a season here with the LA Clippers. And their head coach Mike Dunleavy 2 seasons ago. Inside now, Brand hangs on the rim and powers it down.
Did a great job of sealing off Diaw, and again, the Clippers guard to deliver him a pass. What he has to do is turn around and use that power to finish it.
Second field goal in 7 attempts for Brand, all alone. Hammering it, Boris Diaw.
Or just miscommunication there in the Clippers as they went for the head fake or the ball fake by Diaw. He turned around and had a clear path to the basket.
So Boris Diaw with the free pass right down the lane. Boris now 3 of 4 from the field. The Suns shooting 67% from the floor. Coming up short there was Brand. Singleton tipping, chasing Ewing. Eddie House trying to throw it off of Singleton, and they'll give it to the Clippers, to the dismay of Eddie House. Still in a discussion with Violet Palmer there. So the Clippers will have it. Let's take a look at what happened on that play on the sideline.
Inconclusive, Tom. Inconclusive.
Stop straddling the fence, Dan. We're going to give it to the Clippers again after yet another scrap near the out-of-bounds line. And the Suns now with Raja Bell, Boris Diaw, Sean Marion, Eddie House, and James Jones, the 5 on the floor here early in the second period. Ewing gets it into the hands of Mobley. Barbosa to return for Phoenix at the next break. 2 minutes deep here into the second quarter. Clippers playing this season with 8 new players that they brought in during the offseason, including that man Mobley. Gets it down to their cornerstone Brand, back to Mobley in front of the three-point stripe. Back iron, boarded by Jones. Clippers shooting an even 50% from the field. Diaw sets up Bell in the corner. In and out for 3. Elton Brand with the board. That is number 4 for Brand here in the first half. Howard Eisley now running the point for the Clippers, a one-time Sun. Eisley picked up after the injury to Sean Livingston, and a late whistle there. And they'll hit Boris Diaw with the personal foul.
Well, I like what the Suns are doing. They're being very aggressive, going and double-teaming Brand. And that time, it looked like Violet was down there on the baseline. She didn't make the call. The official from the top side made the call. It was, I think, a call that Violet should have made, but the Suns doing a good job of getting there and being very active on the double teams.
Mobley and Brand, the only 2 starters out there now for Dunleavy. Ewing, Singleton, and Eisley. 3 players off the pine. Ewing almost didn't see that coming. Flips it up in the lane, and it drops for Daniel Ewing, who actually worked out for the Suns prior to this past summer's draft. Came in, worked out at the Suns practice court, was very impressive to Phoenix. Boris Diaw, wide left, and rebounded by Singleton. Singleton, a player who spent the past 2 seasons in Italy, made his first career NBA start, the Clippers' last game against the Knicks. Double team on Brand. Barbosa there to help out Diaw and forces the turnover on Elton Brand. And we have a timeout, 8:49 to go here in the second quarter. The Clippers holding on to a 3-point lead. Suns so far led in scoring by Marion's 9 points, 7 off the bench from James Jones. Suns going after win number 10 in a row, trailing the Clippers by 3. Steve Nash fans even here in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. This day in NBA history, presented by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas. Experience the magic of Christmas now at all Paddock stores. We're all your holiday needs. December 10th, 1985, the Celtics beat Atlanta 118-101 to win the first of an NBA record 38 straight home games over 2 seasons, ending November 28th, 1986. And Nano, you mentioned that the Hawks were leading the Spurs at last count.
I know. Woo. Last time I saw they were up 10.
That would be a shocker.
Joe Johnson must be on fire.
Tyronn Lue tearing it up. So the Suns down 3 with the ball coming out of that timeout. Barbosa Driving on Cassell, blasting right into the hoop and rolls off for Leandro Barbosa. Looks like that speed and quickness has returned for Leandro.
Yeah, good move. Just put his head down and use that quickness and power to get the basket. Just couldn't finish it, but Leandro looks like he's 100% back from that knee injury.
You take a look at players around the league who have increased their scoring this season. Barbosa is #1 in the league, more than 8 points more per game this season for the Suns. Boris Diaw is 4th in the NBA in point production on the increase. Barbosa wide right for 3, and the rebound to James Singleton. Talked about the fact that he spent 2 seasons in Italy, was undrafted, a 24-year-old rookie out of Murray State. Chris Wilcox is in there now for the Clippers. Wants it in the low block on Diaw. Falls right on top of Wilcox. And Steve Nash to return now for Phoenix.
Well, the Clippers' game plan continues to be go down and just pour it into the post to their big guys. That time Wilcox just sealed Diaw in the middle and threw a lob pass. Nice up fake, got fouled. So the Clippers are going to try to take it inside on the Suns.
So Nash back in there now for Phoenix in the backcourt with Eddie House. D'Antoni starting to experiment with those two out there on the court together. Wilcox, right-handed hook, right side of the hoop, and it falls for Wilcox, who will forever be known in Phoenix land for being selected right before Amari Stoudemire in the NBA draft. The Suns were on pins and needles waiting to find out who the Clippers would select, Stoudemire or Wilcox. And yes, they took Wilcox.
Thank you.
Eddie House now defended there by the veteran Howard Isley. Cross court now, Raja Bell. Past a leaping Cassell, and down it goes for Raja Bell from the outside.
Good pass by Eddie House. House got mad at me the other day because we had talked on the air about how he's not shooting the ball as well on the road, and I said it's because I take all his confidence in the poker games on the way here in the plane, so I've actually let him win on the way here last night.
Did you really?
Yeah, so but still hasn't worked out so far.
And I was telling you, you wouldn't take one for the team. Way to go. See if it's effective at all.
It's only money, Tom.
Eddie House brings it from the outside. A 2-pointer by Eddie House right on cue.
Assist Marley.
And then you'll give him a beat down on the plane on the way home.
No question about that.
Cassell misses from the outside, and James Jones clears it to midcourt to Eddie House. Another quick fire. This one will not drop. Boris Diaw shoved by Wilcox. That's a loose ball foul on Chris Wilcox of the Clippers. Kurt Thomas now returning for Phoenix.
You gotta love House. When he comes down and right in front of us, you knew that was going up, and D'Antoni just gave him a pat on the butt and said, just keep shooting him, buddy. That's what he's in there for. I mean, a point a minute guy, and he doesn't need much room. Just nice escape dribble with the left hand and a little bit of room, and knocks it down.
Nash now defended by Ewing, 22-year-old rookie. Rubs off a Kurt Thomas screen, and now James Jones has it. Puts it on the floor, throws it up, and earns a ticket to the line. We saw that last night against the New York Knicks. A rarity in the game for James Jones. Putting the ball on the floor has been so much a spot-up shooter so far for Phoenix.
And I like that. You have to be able to put the ball on the floor, especially a guy his age, and then you got to continue to try to improve. And there, just took it hard to the middle and created the contact and the foul. And the Clippers, I can see why they're a good defensive team, even though the Suns are shooting a high percentage here. They play the pick and roll very good. I mean, the big guys step out. They don't give Nash the ability to get around and penetrate. Plus, they're so long and keep their hands up that you can't see in the open alley. So Clippers play that pick and roll like you should.
The Clippers' former head coach now is on the Suns sideline, Alvin Gentry. We talked about L.A. having that pick, the 8th pick in the first round, and selecting Wilcox instead of Amari Stoudemire. And Alvin Gentry says, yeah, you can thank me. Head coach at the time, I helped convince the Clippers that they should take Wilcox and not Stoudemire. So assist Alvin Gentry.
Good job, Alvin.
There you go, AG. Well, he did a fine job as a head coach here with the Clippers. Actually, the team won 39 games, which is the most victories they've had here in quite some time.
That's a great year.
That is a huge year for the Clippers. That mark could be and should be surpassed this season, though. Third tie so far here in the first half between the Suns and Clippers. Cassell backing down on Nash. And Sam Cassell loads up with his 4th hoop. He's in double figures with 10. Mobley still with the 14 points that he had early in the first quarter. Thomas hands it back over to Nash. Trailing him is Cassell. Reaching in and busted for the personal there is Catino Mobley. And we have a timeout, 5:40 to go here from the Staples Center in the second quarter. The LA Clippers, they are on their own little win streak. They have captured 3 in a row, all here at home, and they lead the Suns by 2. Clippers by 2 here in quarter number 2, 47-45. Now it's time to check the Banner Health Injury Report, and it's Shaun Livingston of the Clippers. We told you about the back injury that he has, and expected again to rejoin the team as early as next week. Started working out again with his team yesterday, and he has had some problems with injuries here early in his career. He missed 52 games last season with knee and shoulder injuries, and then the back, so a bit fragile, that Shaun Livingston here early in his career.
Well, I saw him working out before the game. Looked pretty good.
I loved Sam Cassell's comment too. You know, of course, Cassell comes over in the sign and trade with Minnesota. Marko Jaric signed by the Clippers and then dealt over to Minnesota. Cassell came in and said, you know, I don't think Shaun Livingston is ready to lead this team just yet. I think you'd expect him to say that. He wanted that starting nod early and has certainly taken over the leadership of this team and has changed the culture and the attitude here in Los Angeles. James Jones under pressure. And coming away with a rebound finally for the Clippers is Quentin Ross. You know, Sam was nice though. Later he did say, you know what, I can compare the passing skills of Shaun Livingston though to Jason Kidd. Said the kid can dish it, but it's just not his time. Foul down there in the low block. Chris Kaman was there, and the foul will go against Eddie House.
House tried to get over there and come from the weak side and knock that ball away. Ended up slapping Kaman on the wrist and got caught for the foul. But a tough shot by James Jones last time down was that guy right in his face and let it fire. And the Clippers again continue to come down and try to get into the post.
Pretty clean ball game so far. The Suns have turned it over just 3 times. The Clippers, Dan, have only 1 turnover here in the first half with 5:16 to go. Is that lack of defense or just precision play by the Clippers?
Well, you know, they're not running too much, and like I said, all they're doing is getting it down and trying to post up every time down. It's not too hard to turn it over if you're just throwing into your big guy and they're making moves trying to power it into the basket.
Mike D'Antoni did say before this game he was a little concerned about the energy of his team. They've been able to gather and muster the strength going on the road after playing home games. This is actually the 4th time they've had a home and away back-to-back. Kaman jerks away the rebound. Cassell, a brief opening, and the rebound now to Nash and the Suns. Looks ahead, good transition defense by the Clippers, particularly Quentin Ross, who was there to meet Nash. Suns still shooting at a 53% clip here in the first half. Nash hangs in the air, sets up Marion. They dare him to shoot that 3. Thomas scrapping for the rebound, falls backwards on the floor, and a loose ball foul against the Clippers.
Good hustle not only by Kurt Thomas, but Steve Nash, who ran it all the way in from the 3-point line and tried to get in the mix there. And Kurt getting his hand on the ball and getting knocked back by Catino Mobley.
True test for the LA Clippers and their 13-5 record here tonight against the Suns. And we told you that tomorrow, back in action here at the Staples Center against the Pistons, and then it's on to San Antonio to play the Spurs. That is back-to-back tough games for this Clippers team. 3 opponents with a combined record of 41-10. Raja Bell harassed there by Cassell. Gets a step on Kaman, takes it in the lane, switches to his left. Tipping at the cup is Kurt Thomas. Marion above the cylinder, grabs it away, elevates and detonates. Shaun Marion feeling the power.
Oh, what a beautiful sequence of plays there. It's Raja Bell with a fantastic move. Couldn't finish. Kurt Thomas keeps it alive, and then you see the Matrix get up and get the steal with the finish.
Wow. Cuffing it down, and we are tied at 47. That was impressive by Shaun Marion. And he now is the first Suns player in double figures. He has 11. The defense by the Suns triggering the break. A hold and a foul on Quentin Ross trying to slow down Steve Nash, and James Jones now limping to the Suns bench.
So here Kaman trying to save it. Shaun Marion gets up and gets it, and there's no stopping the Matrix from there as he goes in and delivers. And Elton Brand getting all the way to the basket. Shaun showing he can do it on the defensive end, gets the block and get it out and run. And Steve pushing the ball, gets fouls, going to the line.
And not a good sign at all for the Suns. James Jones in quite a bit of pain over there on the sideline, being attended to by Suns head athletic trainer Aaron Nelson. Jones, who has hit 3 of his 4 shots here in the first half, has 9 points to go along with 4 rebounds. It remains to be seen what his status is for the rest of the evening. We'll get that report to you as soon as possible. Suns leading by 2. And Ross throws it away. A little give and go, but Kamen unaware, unprepared. Turnover, Clippers, and that's now their 3rd TO. Suns on an 11-4 run to take this 2-point lead in the second quarter. Back at home on Monday to take on the Hornets. And then they hit the road for 3 more. Raja Bell, wide left, rebound, Kurt Thomas. He is a human vacuum in there on the offensive glass. Bell setting up Thomas, pump fake, and he is bludgeoned by Kamen, and it drops for Kurt Thomas. Look at Steve Nash jumping up on his big man.
Kurt is just absolutely wearing out Kamen on the boards. And then Raja Bell, the nice pass, and Kurt with the up fake, and then uses that strength to be able to finish to go in the line. But this is what Kurt does. This is what he's going to do for the Suns. He's going to bring this toughness. As you see, Raja goes up and draws the big man, and Kurt with the nice up fake and uses that strength to get it in the basket.
That was amazing how Kurt Thomas was still able to muscle that up. Sean Marion is still cracking up. He got a big kick out of Steve Nash's reaction after that hoop drop for Kurt Thomas. Suns lead now, their biggest, leading by 5 here, inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. Mobley pulls back on Diaw. The long arms of 3D. Boris Diaw forcing the miss. Here comes Raja Bell. Right to the gut for Bell and the Suns. And their lead now is 7.
The Suns doing a good job defensively, stepping up, causing some bad shots, getting the rebound. Sean got it out to a streaking Raja Bell, got all the way to the basket.
20-second timeout. Mike Dunleavy, they're calling for a 20, but we are in that time frame where it should be a full. So it is a full timeout. We will take the break, and as we head to the break, Raja Bell putting the foot on the pedal. Suns with a 7-point lead. Suns starting to take control here in the second quarter on a 16-4 run over the last 5 minutes. Time now for Bud Light's What's on Tap. Bud Light, smooth and refreshing, great times for your great taste. And there you have it, Monday, New Orleans, Oklahoma City. That would be the Hornets at the America West Arena, and then on the road to take on Dallas. In Baton Rouge to play the Hornets, and then they finish out that 3-game road trip at Memphis. So, Dano, some startling developments around the NBA.
Yeah. The Hawks beat the Spurs by 10. Iverson 42 is the Sixers win, and LeBron James scores a cool 52 in the loss to the Bucks.
Bucks over the Cavs. LeBron with 52. Kobe Bryant had 35 for the Lakers, but alas, the Lakers' 4-game win streak comes to an end.
No more, John.
On the road to the T-Wolves. It's always good news for the Clippers. The new hot team in LA, and it's Mobley draining it, beating the buzzer.
Well, Mobley's really played well here for the Clippers, and we had talked about the Suns, and their bench is outscoring Clippers 19-7 here, and it's a big difference from last year as the Phoenix Suns bench has continued to play well.
Kurt Thomas battling the offensive glass, draws a foul, and he will head to the line for 2. A beautiful interior pass there by Boris Diaw. Kurt Thomas missed the initial layup, but kept after it.
With the Moses Malone, that might have been his 9th and 10th rebound of the game.
Adding to the totals in double figures rebounding for Kurt Thomas. 7 points, 10 boards as he steps to the line. He has just been an absolute monster on the glass. It comes up short from the free throw line. That was a great moment too. Kurt Thomas, a class move after the game last night. Suns and Knicks game finished up, and the Knicks all met at midcourt in a prayer session. Of course, their thoughts on Quentin Richardson as they were heading back to Chicago for the funeral of Quentin Richardson's brother. And Kurt Thomas joined his former mates there at midcourt for that prayer. He is a class act. Cassell now has it for the Clippers. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Ross muscling down on Nash. Marion went for the sky-high swat. Offensive rebound to Elton Brand and the Clippers. James Jones, right ankle sprain, is doubtful for the remainder of the game. So James Jones appears to be lost for the evening with a right ankle sprain after scoring 9 points off the bench here in the first half. The Suns lead is 6. Nash lobs it into Diao. Double team there by Brand and Cassell. Suffocated and then hands it off to Nash. No look, Diao into the lane. And that is a traveling violation on Boris Diao for the Suns. That is turnover number 4.
Well, I like a good idea by Boris trying to get into the paint and draw. Just took one extra step when traveling. But the main reason for the Suns' turnaround here is they've done a good job on the boards. They've really dominated the Clippers on the rebounding end and been able to get out and get some easy baskets.
Suns swept the Clippers last season in their season series. Nash out on the perimeter against Quentin Ross. And there were some interesting matchups. Mike Dunleavy tended to go small against the Suns team and try to run against them, and it really backfired against Dunleavy and the Clippers last season. Here now with Kaman, Elton Brand, Mobley, and Cassell, a much more confident group, much more swagger in their step, and doesn't have to really play to the other team's matchups. Marion, defensive assignment there on Elton Brand. Brand, who lost 20 pounds during the offseason, adding to his quickness, and Cassell adding to his point total. Cassell now with a dozen. But a very committed Elton Brand during the offseason, asking Dunleavy, how can I improve my game? Inside, Kurt Thomas to the 10th floor off another brilliant feed from Steve Nash.
Well, brilliant. It was right. Sidestep came in on the pick and roll and used a beautiful left hand, bounce past the wide open Kurt Thomas, and Clippers come back and push it. But that's Steve Nash at his finest right there.
And it is assist number 6 for Nash here in the first half. And Kurt Thomas already with the double-double in the first half.
I see getting around and just uses that left hand with a bullet pass to Kurt Thomas. And that's why Steve Nash is so good. He's able to create even though somebody's in his face.
We have not heard the chants as of yet. MVP. I asked Elton Brand as he was signing autographs after shoot-around before tonight's game. I said, how do you feel about that? It's so early in the season and fans are chanting MVP. He said it's a great compliment, but he actually doesn't like it when he is at the free throw line because he feels added pressure. He says a league MVP is not supposed to miss free throws, so I wish they'd stop it when I'm at the line.
Tim Duncan missed a lot of free throws. Shaq's missed a lot of free throws.
And they both won MVPs.
So that argument doesn't hold any water whatsoever.
All right, you tell Elton yourself, would you?
I'll get him over.
57-53, inside of 20 seconds until halftime. Nash sets up a wide-open Diao.
Stop it, Kurt.
Kurt Thomas, another offensive rebound. The hook, boarded there by Marion, lets it fly. Still enough time here in the quarter. Cassell looks up at the clock. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, lets it fly, in and out. And we have hit halftime here at Staples Center. An entertaining first half between the Suns and Clippers, who both come in with a 13-5 mark, tied for first place in the Pacific Division. And as the Suns head to the locker room, they lead the hometown Clippers by 4. It's 57-53, the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Coming up next here on UPN 45. 57-53 Phoenix at the break. Time now for a check of tonight's Gila River Casinos winners board. Gila River Casinos, where the winners play. Let's start with the hometown LA Clippers. 3 players in double figures led by Cuttino Mobley, but Dano, 14 of his 16 points came in the first 8 minutes of the first quarter, then he cooled off.
Well, he was hot, and he got wide open through the Suns watching Elton Brand or not stopping Sam Cassell to getting to the basket, and the Suns turned it up defensively there in the second quarter, did a better job of limiting wide open looks by the Clippers.
And what can be very scary for Suns fans, the fourth quarter heroics of Cassell and Mobley in their NBA career. Those are 2 of the biggest fourth quarter assassins in the league.
We know Sam has killed us before in the fourth quarter, so we're going to have to make sure we keep track of him. And the Suns have done a very good job on Elton Brand thus far with only 10 points and 5 rebounds. This is a guy that can get it going too, so Suns doing a good job.
Suns 2 players in double figure scoring, Sean Marion and Kurt Thomas. We told you James Jones has been lost due to an ankle sprain, and Eddie House came off the bench with the bucket. Barbosa 2 hoops off the Suns' pine.
Good to see Leandro back. Doesn't look like he's favoring that knee at all. He's got his confidence back, going strong to the basket. And Aaron Nelson came over and gave me the official word. He said James Jones is out.
Is out. You are always on top of
I got my finger
medical
on the
proceedings.
I got my finger on the pulse, baby. I know what's going on.
So D'Antoni and the Suns with a win here in LA. If they can capture this one, they would move to 5-1 on the road. Their only road loss so far this season in San Antonio to the Spurs. At the other end, Sam Cassell and the Clippers, 8-1 here at home. Their only home loss to the Indiana Pacers. You know, I have to admit, I haven't been the biggest of Sam Cassell fans. Personality-wise, he's got a great game, but there was certainly a soft side to Sam Cassell that we saw over this past summer. Of course, Hurricane Katrina. And from all accounts, Sam Cassell was one of the unsung heroes for Katrina victims, along with Nick Van Exel, for the evacuees that went to Houston. According to Carlos Rogers, who's a former NBA player who helped with the relief efforts there, he said Cassell and Van Exel were hands-on when it was thickest in Houston with those evacuees. And Cassell didn't want any notoriety for it, didn't want any attention, but Cassell was one of those NBA players who truly stepped up for those victims.
You know, everybody you talk to likes Sam Cassell. Just one of those guys that you don't want to play against a lot of times. He's a trash talker, a guy who can score on you, and he's got a little cocky of an attitude, but there's no doubting he is a good guy, and glad to hear a story like that. And Mark Iavaroni just came over and said they only have 1 rebound for Shawn Marion on the stats. That is wrong. Okay. What that means, I don't know, Tom.
He's going to have to take that up with the official score.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's telling you that.
I don't know. Like I said, I got the finger, finger on the pulse.
You sure do. On the medical pulse, the rebounding pulse, and here comes Nash and the Suns to begin the second half. The Suns going after win number 14 on the season. They've won 9 in a row, 10 of their last 11. Fans here thought Diaw had traveled, but he turns it over instead.
Looked a little awkward. May have traveled. Actually made a nice little pass there, but it was a turnover as Thomas couldn't handle it.
An incredible offensive first quarter between these two teams. Came in inside, overpowering Shawn Marion. The Clippers coming out with 37 points in that opening period.
Nothing Shawn could do there. Gave up way too good of a position. He came and got underneath the basket, just caught it, used his size, and laid it in.
Kamen has taken 5 shots, has hit 4. Raja Bell, the spinning turnaround, and down it goes for Raja Bell. He has 3 hoops here tonight against the Clippers. Suns lead is still 4. Kamen the matchup against Marion, and now Mobley, pump fake on Diaw. Cassell will let it fly, straight but strong. High above the crowd and grabbing the rebound. Mark Iavaroni will be pleased to know that Shawn Marion will get credit for that one.
I'll make sure of it. That's his second rebound.
That is number 2. Chart it. Nash comes up shy. Thomas, as always, there battling for an offensive rebound. Elton Brand hands it off to Sam Cassell. Elton Brand, who was the number 1 overall pick coming out of Duke back in 1999 by the Chicago Bulls. Ross inside, offensive rebound, scored by 3 Suns, and now the Clippers will take their time. One thing Mike Dunleavy said, he wanted shot selection at a premium for this Clippers team, not playing into the Suns' hands by taking quick shots. Raja wondering where the whistle was there on Cassell.
He only got fouled about 4 times by Cassell.
Nash into the lane, draws a crowd, finds Diaw. Going for the 3-pointer, still working on that stroke. And now it's Mobley. Drops it down for Elton Brand, who grabs it down.
You know, sometimes I think Steve is way too unselfish. I mean, that time he got all the way to the basket, and I'd like to see him put the ball up and try to score himself instead of kicking out to a guy like Diaw, who's not a very good outside shooter.
Nash ambushed there by Ross and Brand. Here comes Quentin Ross, right past Diaw for the finish. And so now the Clippers have tied it up here in the 3rd period.
But there is a crowd in this building.
They are
a little bit of a cheer.
Yeah, we talked about that too, almost jokingly, but David Stern and the NBA have been talking about experimenting by taking away some of the crowd noise, some of the music at the arena that's pumped in to these stadiums. Raja Bell behind the line for 3. It's an air ball and goes out of bounds. And he is hearing about it. The Suns now 4 of 13 from 3-point range. The Clippers have put up just 5 3-point attempts and have hit 3. 3-game win streak for Cassell and the Clippers. Wins over the Knicks, the Heat, and the Cavs. A couple of very impressive wins in that group. And Elton Brand with the soft touch.
Yeah, tough. This could be hard to keep a guy like Elton Brand down there. Took the ball to the basket, got stopped. Nice turnaround jump shot.
Brand now has 14 points, averaging 26 a game for the Clippers. Quentin Ross attacking Steve Nash all over the court, but he breaks free for the finger roll for Steve Nash.
We see the Clippers trying to be more aggressive defensively, trying to trap Steve. He got away from him and got all the way to the basket. Nobody from the weak side just laid it in.
You can see why Mike Dunleavy compares Quentin Ross to a Michael Cooper, a tenacious defender. One Quentin Ross. Heyman spins and travels. According to Violet Palmer, that's a turnover against the Clips. And it is just their 5th here tonight. The Suns have turned it over just 6 times. Deadlocked at 61 here in the 3rd quarter. Suns head back home after this one to get ready for the Hornets, and then the 3-game road trip, which will be their longest road trip so far of the season. Nash hits the wood on the release, and here come the Clippers. Brand hesitation move, gets past Thomas, hacks and fouls Elton Brand.
Well, when he gets it going, especially with his right hand, there's just no stopping him. He's so powerful, and that time just gave a little hesitation dribble on Kurt Thomas, and once he gets going to right, it's all pretty much over, and Kurt does the right thing there, fouling him, make him earn his stride.
The Western Conference Player of the Month in November. And you go back a couple of summers ago, and the Clippers nearly lost Elton Brand. He signed that offer sheet with the Miami Heat. But Donald Sterling's smart enough to know that he is going to have to spend the money to keep a player like Elton Brand with the Clippers, so LA matched the offer. Corey Maggette almost left this team as well, signing an offer sheet with Utah. But again, Clippers matched it, keeping both Maggette and Brand 2 summers ago. It was kind of ironic, too, that Elton Brand, his highest scoring game of the season so far, 37 on the Miami Heat. The team he signed the offer sheet with, and he gives the Clippers a 1-point lead here in the 3rd. Boris Diaw lost it momentarily, tracked there by Brand. Diaw now into the lane, flips it up over his head past Kamen. He clears it now to Sam Cassell. Bodies flying everywhere. Down goes Cassell, down goes Kurt Thomas.
And there's Sam Cassell at his best. I mean, he gets the offensive career, gets the loose ball, and then kind of sticks his butt out, lets Kurt Thomas run over him. And they're discussing it right now, and he takes the foul. So that's just a veteran player getting the foul. Is see Sam going to stick his butt out, knowing Kurt's going to run him right over, and then just flops down to the floor.
Wow. And he draws the 4th foul on Kurt Thomas, who is forced to head to the Suns bench. Kurt Thomas and his 11 rebounds. So into the Suns lineup comes Leandro Barbosa, now covering Mobley in the low block. Raj Bell shows for some double team help, tipping inside Elton Brand. He's held and fouled down low. Boris Diaw was there battling with Brand, and he's hit with a personal.
As soon as Mobley saw Leandro on him, he went right to the block, got again into the middle, missed it, and there's Brand doing what he does best and crashing those offensive rebounds. So whoever's guarding Elton Brand, I don't care if you don't get the rebound, just make sure he doesn't.
And that is number 4 on Boris Diaw of the Suns. Clippers have it, leading by 1. Brand goes to work once again. He is fearless down there on the low block. Feels the mismatch against Diaw, takes it in. Diaw now has picked up his 5th foul. Number 5 on Diaw. Like Dunleavy, Elton Brand and the Clippers knew exactly how many fouls Boris Diaw had, and they went right at him before D'Antoni substituted for number 3.
Well, that was a good call. I mean, he came across the arm as he again lets him get to the middle, goes down and tries to strip the ball. And he's not going to get that call, especially against Elton Brand. And Brand did a good job of waiting for the Suns to see what they were going to go defensively. Nash really never committed, kind of went halfway, and as soon as he realized that, just put his head down and turned to the middle and got fouled.
Out goes Diaw on the 5 personals. In comes for the first time tonight Pat Burke for Phoenix. Kurt Thomas and Diaw sidelined with foul difficulties. James Jones lost for the night with the ankle sprain. In comes the Irishman, Pat Burke.
A wee bit of luck of the Irish.
Suns might need some here in this third quarter. Tempo is to the Clippers' liking. They have slowed things down after trailing by 4 at halftime. And Brand sinks the free throw. Clippers now from the line 13 of 14.
Game plan for the Clippers is just to beat the Suns to death. Go down there every time and post up and just be very physical as the Suns are coming down and shooting mainly jump shots.
Traveling violation on Sean Marion. On that set, Mike D'Antoni was letting Pat Burke know exactly where he needed to be there on that offensive set. So a bit of confusion. Check out the Arizona Sports Report on FSN Arizona nightly at 9:30 p.m. for interviews, game previews, highlights, and player profiles. The ASR gets you up close and personal with the Suns nightly at 9:30 on FSN Arizona. Ewing trying to feed Brand in the low post and throws it away.
Well, didn't create a very good angle to deliver that bounce pass. He's got to go to the left and get a better angle to give it the post. Just Suns that time double team Catino Motoble every time he gets the ball because Leandro hasn't been able to handle him yet.
Pat Burke, left-handed baby hook past Chris Kaman. And the lead now is 1. So production quickly off the bench from Pat Burke, and now the Suns double team Mobley. Raja Bell there defensively, one of the Suns' best man-to-man defenders, but Mobley still able to pop. And Mobley now with 18 points. Again, 14 of those came in the first 8 minutes of the opening period. Burke, his pass intended for Nash. Winds up in the hands of Sam Cassell. Mobley open look for 3.
Well, Mobley having a heck of a game. First down in the post and then taking advantage of the turnover. Runs down, runs the three-point line and nails the 3.
Clippers now have outscored the Suns by 10 here in the third quarter. Marion locks up the air ball from three-point range. And the tide has turned here in Los Angeles against Mike D'Antoni and the Suns.
Well, Mobley's been hot all night long, and off the turnover, Sam Cassell goes to his hot guy, but Mobley just squares it up and knocks it down, and Clippers got the momentum here, 69-63.
Tom Leander, Dan Marley back with you. Third quarter here at the Staples Center. Clippers outscoring the Suns again by 10 here in the period. Come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle on level 4 of the America West Arena at all Suns home games. Tons of fun for kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. The Suns are just 3 of 8 from the field here in the quarter. The Clippers 6 of 9 shooting, and they are on a 16-6 run here in the period.
Yeah, now shooting 50% for the game. The Clippers are, and it has a lot to do with them every time coming down, just banging it to the post, going from the inside to the out.
Mobley showing the form that he was displaying in the first quarter. His pass is tipped and a foul on Barbosa of the Suns, and that hurts because that thwarted a Suns fast break opportunity. Number 3 on Barbosa.
You see, trying to keep Catino from damaging us in the post, and Leandro goes over to double team, and instead of reaching in there, Leandro's got to go down there and just be very physical and keep his hands up and make him deliver the ball outside and then rotate. Suns not doing a very good job in the post defensively.
Suns are in the penalty situation, so to the line goes Mobley, sinks the first one. The Clippers have not picked up a foul yet here in the third.
We talked about what a good free throw shooting team this Clipper team is, shooting 80%, so you don't want to get this team going to the line.
The summer makeover started with Catino Mobley for this Clippers team. They signed him to a 5-year free agent deal and then went out and acquired Sam Cassell in that sign and trade with Minnesota, completing their new backcourt here in LA. Nash to Burke again with the left-handed hook over Kaman. Does it again.
Well, pretty move there. Steve coming off the pick and roll. Pat Burke just flashes it into the middle. Steve delivers it, and a beautiful left-handed shot by Burke.
Lead is back to 6 for the Clippers. Out there now, the rookie Ewing along with Brand, Mobley, Kaman, and Cassell. The 5 on the floor for the Clippers trying to add to their lead. It's Elton Brand, an open look left elbow, and he drills it.
You can't do that time. You can't go down and double team and allow Mobley to get out of the double team, finds a wide open Brand and knocks down the jumper. So if you're going to double team with somebody, don't let him split or to get around. Make him give up the basketball.
Quick 4 shot there. by Leandro Barbosa under pressure. Now trying to defend Cassell along the baseline. And Sam Cassell spins right past the Suns bench after sticking that one. Nash back quickly for the Suns. High archer over Chris Kaman. And here come the Clippers once again. They have their biggest lead, up by 10. Suns shooting now has dipped to 44% on the night. Clippers at 52%. Cassell wants 3. Barbosa there along with Kaman, and they will give it to the Clippers.
The Clippers being very methodical, patient on the offensive end, spreading the floor and taking good jump shots. That time they had an opportunity to get out and run, and they didn't do it. They slowed it down and went into the post again.
Timeout here in the third quarter. Suns need to regroup. Suns win streak in some trouble here in Los Angeles. They are trailing the Clippers by 10. It's time now for tonight's APS power matchup. APS, the power to make it happen. LeBron James with 52 points tonight for the Cleveland Cavaliers against Michael Redd and the Bucks. But it's Milwaukee coming up with the win at home, 111-106. Redd finishing with 23. Nice power matchup there in Milwaukee.
TJ Ford had 24 and 9 assists, so this is a guy who's been hurt a lot for that Milwaukee team, and he's healthy this year and has played extremely well for that team this year.
Milwaukee Bucks also picking up Bobby Simmons as a free agent during this past offseason. Of course, Simmons played here for the Clippers last season and was voted the most improved player in the NBA, so the Clippers helped develop the talents of Bobby Simmons, and away he went, signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. Raja Bell, the defensive assignment on Mobley. Mobley and Brand with 16 of the Clippers' 22 points here in the third quarter. Raja Bell and the Suns coming into this one having played just 5 road games, fewest road games of any team in the NBA. And again, that will all change here in the month of December. Marion, quick roll, the feed from Steve Nash.
You gotta like that. Sean going over, looked like he was gonna set the pick and roll, slipped it. The Suns got a basket going to the hoop.
Suns need a push here in the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. This LA Clippers franchise has never won a playoff series, had only one winning season. You have to go back to 1992, but Elton Brand, Mobley, and Cassell are intent on changing that.
Well, Mosley called it just a world of trouble down there for the Suns as they have to double team him, leaving Brand open for the jump shot.
Marion on the move with the finish and the left hand for Sean Marion, stretching it out with the left. And the Suns cut the lead to 8.
I like that, though. I love Sean being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket.
But now it's Marion following Elton Brand from behind, and Brand will head back to the free throw line where the Clippers are 15 of 16 here tonight. Elton Brand working on his 21 points and 7 rebounds, a legitimate early MVP candidate. The reigning MVP, Steve Nash, has 8 points and 10 assists for Phoenix. Kurt Thomas to return with his 4 personal fouls. No time to waste for Mike D'Antoni. Needs his Suns to get right back into this one, and Pat Burke heads back to the Suns bench. Talked about the attitude change here with the Clippers, incoming Mobley and Cassell, and Brand says with those 2 players, this team now in the locker room, when they take the court, they feel like they can beat anybody.
Well, and he's right. And with those guys also brings 2 guys who know how to win, especially in the fourth quarter.
Nash on the move, and he's fouled there by the rookie Ewing. We talked about all the Dukies with this Clippers team. Ewing, Maggette, Elton Brand. Well, of course, you've got head coach Mike Dunleavy, whose son Mike Dunleavy Jr. went to Duke. And Sean Livingston, their youngster, coming straight out of high school, but he signed a letter of intent to go to Duke. So the Clippers, the Dukies of the West. Here comes Nash, poked from behind by Ewing. And 2:08 to go here in the third quarter. D'Antoni wondering where the foul call was.
Not exactly sure why he wouldn't get a foul there as Ewing reached around and hit Steve Nash, but they've been bodying him and trying to be very physical all game.
Track of this Suns team again. looking for the energy level after the game last night against the Knicks, playing a bit tired here in the third quarter. Bell inbounds it now to Sean Marion. Pulls it back on Brand. Pulls up, rises up and hits it. Sean Marion. 3 big hoops here late in the third quarter for Marion, who now has 17 points.
Well, shot clock running down, only had 4 left on the shot clock, but just put his head down and hit that tough run.
Marion single-handedly trying to keep the Suns afloat here in the third. Minute 45 to go. They put it in the hands of Brand. Face up on Kurt Thomas, who hangs right with him, and Brand still rips the cords. That is a tough shot by Elton Brand.
You can't play better defense than Kurt did there. Just a tough shot by Elton.
Nash draws the foul on Kaman, and he'll head to the line for Phoenix, where the Suns tonight are 9 of 10 free throw shooting.
At least the Suns are being more aggressive here as of late, taking the ball to the basket. You're going to see just a tough shot here as Brand just sizes up Kurt. Kurt stays low and moves his feet, gets a hand up, and it's just a tough shot. You just got to tip your hat to that one.
Second personal foul on Chris Kaman. Of course, we've already documented the fact that he went to Central Michigan, but not a lot of people know that this is a gentleman who, as a kid, suffered from ADD and hyperactivity. He actually, as a kid, locked the babysitter out of the house as a youngster, and really to help cure those ills, medications and basketball. He said basketball was really one of the cure-alls for him to help with that hyperactivity, and has been able to overcome that and, of course, make it to the zenith of basketball, the NBA. Eddie House out there now for Phoenix. Elton Brand and Ewing, little pitch and catch, and Ewing pulls up now from 15 feet.
Well, that was an impressive move. He puts the ball on the floor and takes the jump shot, but Clippers have been very patient in their shot selection here.
Ewing has hit all 3 of his shots. Here come the Clippers on the break. Brand was able to help avoid the turnover. That pass by Mobley nearly skipped out of bounds, if not for the big paws of Elton Brand, and now it's Mobley. Comes up short. 45 seconds to go in the quarter. House gets it over to Nash, right down Main Street, hands it off to Kurt Thomas, down it goes, and one for Kurt Thomas. Again, Nash could have taken it himself, instead handed it off to his big fella.
In fact, I was going to say, I was surprised he didn't shoot it, didn't think he'd be able to get the ball to Kurt, but it just shows you how unselfish he is. Got all the way to the basket, could have easily laid this in the basket, just gave it to Kurt, and good thing he did. Kurt got fouled and gets a chance for a 3-point play.
There was no defender even close to Nash, who picks up the assist. That is number 11 already for Nash, who checks out for the final 37 seconds of this third quarter. 3-point play consummated by Kurt Thomas, who now has 13 for Phoenix. He is 5 of 10 from the field, 13 points and 11 boards for Thomas. The lead is 7 for the Clippers inside of 30 seconds. Isley running the point. The one-time Knick, the one-time member of the Jazz and Mavs. And now it's Elton Brand. Isley into the corner, Mobley, quick fire, front iron. Kurt Thomas and the Suns now can take the final shot of the period. Eddie House takes a look up at the clock, gets it over to Marion, rises up on Elton Brand, in and out for Sean Marion. Elton Brand, 2 on the clock, lets it fly from midcourt. And we are headed to the fourth and final quarter here from Staples Center. The Clippers taking a 10-point lead during that third quarter, but the Suns cut the advantage to 7 as we head to the final 12 minutes from downtown Los Angeles. And you are watching Phoenix Suns basketball on UPN 45.
Welcome back to the Staples Center, where the Suns down 7 here to the Clippers, 83-76. And let's check tonight's Jack in the Box inside the box score. And you see here that the foul trouble for the Suns is the Clippers continue to pound it inside. And Elton Brand had a great third quarter as the Suns did a pretty good job of him in the first half. Now has 25 points, 15 of them in the third quarter. And Steve Nash continues to do what he does as he drives and dishes and feeding his players. Kurt Thomas picked up those foul trouble. Besides that, though, he's had a great game on the boards. James Jones goes down with an ankle injury. The Suns bench a little thin.
And the Suns have to beware of Sam Cassell in the fourth quarter. We'll show you some of his numbers during his career against the Suns in the final period. They begin with a turnover here in the fourth with the Suns trailing by 7. They begin the final period. Phoenix does with Barbosa, Eddie House, Marion, Rajabel, and Kurt Thomas on the floor. Thomas playing with the 4 personal fouls. Boris Diaw has 5 for Phoenix, and Barbosa sticks it from the outside. Cuts the lead to 5.
Well, I really like how aggressive the Suns have been, especially in that last part of the third quarter. Not settling for jump shots, taking the ball to the basket. Defensively, they did a better job of double teaming and rotating.
First appearance tonight of that man with the ball, Walter McCarty, who finished last season, of course, with the Phoenix Suns, coming over in the deal from the Boston Celtics. So first playing time for Walter McCarty here to begin the fourth quarter. Has seen limited minutes for Mike Dunleavy and the Clippers since signing as a free agent during the offseason. Eddie House trying to set up Rajabel. Gets a step on Mobley, who strips him from behind, and then Raja, the frustration foul in the backcourt on Cassell. Third personal foul now on Rajabel.
Raja just being aggressive, good play, strips, and like you said, frustrated, thought he got fouled, tackle Sam Cassell.
And here comes the ultra-confident Sam Cassell, getting it back from Ewing. Of course, 2 seasons ago, Cassell helping to propel the Minnesota Timberwolves into the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. Elton Brand on the offensive glass, once, twice, still tipping in there against Thomas, and Sean Marion looking to bail out now to Cassell. Fine job there by Thomas and Elton Brand in the battle. Kurt Thomas keeping Elton from putting it down, and there is Cassell on the mark from the outside.
You can see Cassell trying to be aggressive. He's coming out this fourth quarter, really looking for his own shot.
So the lead is back to 7 for the Clips. Eddie House, quick fire from the outside, hits the front iron. Eddie House off the bench now for Phoenix, 1 of 4 shooting. Cassell defended by Rajabel. They want it in the low block to Mobley against Eddie House. Both Cassell and Mobley are handfuls down on the low block. This time it's Ewing, the rookie, from the outside. Thomas and Marion with the scrap.
And that's what the Suns want to do. They want to get it out of the Lakers' hand in the first double team to make Ewing take the outside jump shot. Good pass by House. Kurt misses the layup but gets his own rebound.
And gets it back to Eddie House, and he blows the layup. Back-to-back point-blank attempts by the Suns. Could have cut the lead to 5. Instead, it's Cassell and the Clippers. Hand in the face from Sean Marion, and now they swing it around on the perimeter. Clippers now shooting 47% from the field. The Suns at a 46% clip. Eddie House nearly tying up Elton Brand, forces up the air ball, and the shot clock explodes on the Clippers.
Good job by House as he realized Elton Brand was going to try to take Kurt one-on-one, went over there, disrupted him, made him throw the pass. Clippers ran out of time on the shot clock.
So the Suns will have it. Boris Diaw now returning for Phoenix with those 5 personal fouls. Suns going after win number 10 in a row in their longest win streak since they won 11 in a row last December. Diaw into the lane, ducks under Brand, but again can't finish. So 3 straight missed layups by the Suns. That one under duress for Diaw. Cassell spins in, and he can't flip it in with the left.
I know Diaw's not known as a powerful player, but I'd really like to see it become more powerful around the basket. Go up there and try to dunk it, or just be a little bit more physical. Too much finesse around the basket, especially when you're drawing contact.
Rajabel trying to set up Kurt Thomas, fouled from behind by Walter McCarty. And we have a timeout. 8:33 to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Suns head to the bench, trailing the Clippers by 7. Shooting woes for both teams here in the fourth quarter. The Clippers hanging on to their 7-point lead. Now you have 100 million reasons to play Powerball. Tonight's jackpot an estimated $100 million. Get your Powerball ticket. Mr. Marley, get your tickets today, and don't forget to check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. Now it's time for tonight's Powerball Power Play. Mr. Cassell.
Well, you know, Sam's going to look to score here in the fourth quarter. He's already taken 19 shots. I expect he's going to take about 10 more here in the fourth because this is his time, and he feels as a leader, this is when he takes over in the fourth quarter and he's going to lead this team to victory. That's his thoughts, and you can see his numbers in the fourth quarter. not bad.
Doubling up against the Suns versus the rest of the league in the fourth quarter. Your Powerball power play will actually be on the plane ride home against Eddie House, who is once again struggling on the road.
Last time I lose to him, I'm hurt.
Boris Diaw swings in with the right hand. Offensive rebound for Diaw. It was kept alive there by Thomas. Eddie House, Suns need it, can't get it.
Yeah, Eddie
out of there by Kamen.
Eddie yet to find a stroke on the road yet this season, so we're going to need him not only this game, but when we start hitting the road.
What are the chances the opposing team would allow Eddie House to wear a white uniform? Oh, my son answers for Eddie on the road. Kamen and Kurt Thomas down in a heap, and it's Kurt Thomas picking up personal foul number 5. Diaw has 5, and Kurt Thomas now with his 5th.
Well, there's no way Kamen can move Kurt Thomas out of there. Makes a quick move, and Kurt just falls down, and Kamen trips over him, and somehow Kurt picks up the foul there.
So Quentin Ross to inbound now for the Clippers. And it's Barbosa defensively on Ross. They put it in the hands of Cassell. From the outside, and there is fourth quarter Cassell. Right on cue. Second field goal for the Clippers here in the fourth quarter. The Suns still trying to find their mark here in the final stanza. Can it be Eddie House? Again, front iron and the rebound to Walter McCarty.
House getting some awfully good looks at him. Look like they're going to go in just a little bit short.
Eddie now 1 of 7 from the field. Again, the Suns without James Jones sprained the ankle. He provided 9 quick points in the first half off the bench. It's Cassell again. This one would drop. Marion and Steve Nash to return for the Suns at the next break, nearing the 7-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. Boris Diaw wants to drive on Kamen. And now from the outside, Eddie House again. House now 1 of 8 shooting here tonight. Goes off of Phoenix, out of bounds. Clippers will have it. Here comes Nash and Marion. Just not a lot of energy in this building at all, and not much energy being exhibited by the Suns at this juncture. And the Suns going after that 10th consecutive win. The 9 straight wins is the longest streak in the NBA this season. And Daniel Ewing checking out for the Clippers. Cassell out there still with Walter McCarty. And now they want to bring Daniel Ewing back into the game. So here come Cassell and the Clippers, leading the Suns 87-78. Rajabel tracking Cassell. Gets it back from McCarty. Now it's Walter from the outside. Rebound to Barbosa. Suns need to push the tempo. Much improved defensive team, this LA Clippers squad under Mike Dunleavy in his 3rd year, and a lot of it has to do with stability. It's the same coaching staff here with the Clippers, and Dunleavy able to implement his philosophy on this team. He has had some moments with Sam Cassell on the floor, some heated exchanges, but they say it's just the way that they communicate. Overall, though, very successful, the union of Cassell with Dunleavy and the Clippers.
Don't know about that foul. Sean Marion did a good job of coming down, double teaming Chris Kamen the first time, deflected the ball. Kamen got it back. It's going to go to the basket. Sean looks like a pretty good block from behind. Suns getting a lot of good looks on the offensive end. They're just not able to knock down the jumpers. Eddie House getting some looks that he usually hits in America West Arena. Not here at the Staples Center so far. Sean Marion with a nice pass to Kurt Thomas. The last time down just missed a wide open 15-footer. So Suns are going to have to find a way to start knocking down some of these jump shots.
Need to find some juice here in the final 6:11 of the fourth quarter. Try to put the heat on the Clippers, and a missed free throw by LA and Kamen. They're now 17 of 19 at the line this season. Kamen, a 75% free throw shooter. You know, very much a Central Michigan product, very clean cut. Says no tattoos, not big into rap music, and he actually, Chris Kamen says, swearing can pervert your mind. So no swearing by Chris Kamen.
Get out of here.
Yep. Isn't that the way it is for all Chippewas?
You didn't go to Central.
You guys didn't hang together. Nash exterminated by Quentin Ross. What a defensive play there by the defensive specialist. You don't see that very often. Steve Nash, who can create space with his body, and then on the fading jumper, and Ross still able to get a piece of it. Now it's Mobley backing down on Nash, knocks him over, offensive foul on Mobley.
Mobley trying to be too aggressive there. Steve doing a good job of just holding his ground. Mobley lowers his shoulder. Nash takes the charge, and you're going to see the young Michael Cooper, according to Dunleavy, with those long arms. And like you said, you don't see this too often as Steve Nash gets rejected in the paint. Suns got to find some energy, down 10.
Suns in some trouble here in the fourth quarter, trailing the Clippers by 10. The Suns and the Phoenix Zoo are lighting it up this holiday season. Purchase a minimum of 4 tickets to any Suns game in December and receive a free Zoo Lights ticket with every Suns ticket purchased. To enjoy your $32 savings, visit Suns.com or call 379-SUNS. Just not pretty here in the fourth quarter, Dan Marley. The Suns have now missed 11 straight shots from the field. They are 1 of 12 in the quarter. Clippers not much better. 2 of 11 shooting.
Well, you know, Phoenix shooting 40% for the game now, which the Clippers have their opponents #1 in the league. So just comes down to making some jump shots. They've had some pretty good looks at them, just haven't been able to convert.
Whistle out on the floor prior to Barbosa's drive. Now, this is back-to-back nights for the Suns, struggling with their shot. You don't see it very often. You wonder, is it the defense of the Knicks and now the Clippers, or?
Well, both these teams have done the same thing. They've slowed down the game. They've went into the post almost every time down the floor. And, you know, the Suns found a way to win that New York game, which is good defensively. And here they're going to have to find a way to pull it out. It's going to be a lot harder because we're on the road.
The steal over the top there by Chris Kaman as Nash was trying to thread it inside to Kurt Thomas. Clippers and their biggest lead of 10. And it's kicked by Nash out of bounds. Talking to him on the Suns flight here to Los Angeles after the game last night against the Knicks, that kicking brought up the conversation that he spent his summer in New York, much of his summer, playing in a couple of outdoor soccer leagues to keep himself in shape. To get away from the game of basketball, still stay in shape, and said he really enjoyed his experiences there in New York, getting back to the game that he initially loved. Inside, they were looking to feed it into the post and then went cross-court, tipped out of bounds by Barbosa, and the Clippers will have it with 4 on the shot clock. And we have a 20-second timeout called by Dunleavy, who wants to draw up a play with those 4 seconds. And time for an Inhale Life 20-second breather brought to you by the Arizona Department of Health Services, who reminds you to inhale life and be tobacco-free. For information on how to quit smoking, call 800-556-6222 or visit ashline.org. 4:53 to go here in the fourth. Let's take a look at those soccer skills of one Steve Nash.
This is one way to stop the Clippers from getting into the post. Steve with the fancy footwork. Suns need to keep finding ways to get some stops here and then get out and run and try to get some easy baskets, because obviously they're not able to shoot very well here tonight.
Suns had their season low, just 85 points last night against the Knicks, so far sitting on 78. The inbounds pass goes out of bounds. Ross was looking for Mobley. So much for that 20-second timeout and the design play by Dunleavy. Clippers and Pistons tomorrow here at Staples Center, and then they take on the Spurs. Another 3-point air ball launched by Sean Marion. And then has a little hip check in the backcourt for Sam Cassell.
Well, that's not the shot we need with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Sean taking a 3. I'd much rather see Sean just be aggressive and take it all the way to the basket.
Oh, Kaman backing down on Raja Bell. And Raja tried the little 2-step. The old Charles Barkley move. You take a couple steps back and you send that offensive player down on the floor.
Raja's knowing he's mismatched here and just kind of wraps around and just takes Chris Kaman down. An obvious foul. Just wraps that right hand around and just brings him down.
Boy, he
may get a flagrant foul here.
Boy, from our vantage point, you could see Raja and Kamen both backpedaling, but the replay clearly showing that Raja Bell had Kamen in the neck hold. So the flagrant foul on Raja Bell, and the Clippers, it's the penalty one flagrant, so 2 foul shots and the ball out of bounds for the Clippers. And we've seen that feistiness from Raja Bell. He has a mean streak to his game, a competitiveness that time found him in trouble. Will result in the 2 free throws by Kamen.
Yeah. See Kamen just going to back in, and Raja, for some reason, just decides to wrap him around the neck and pull him down and keep him falling himself, and gets called for the flagrant.
Mike D'Antoni saying that he thought Raja Bell falling over backwards was trying to hold himself up, but tough to defend that replay.
Yeah.
So the Clippers will have it on the side, leading by 11. Trying to move to 14-5 on the season. Again, the winner takes over sole possession of first in the Pacific. Suns have hit a big-time snag here in the fourth offensively. It's Ross. And the miss finally corralled by the Suns. Nash up ahead to Barbosa, not even looking for a shot, and then trying to spin, hits the floor, and Barbosa is in pain. Cassell launches for the Clippers, came an offensive rebound, and the Suns will have to check on Leandro Barbosa. Missed 8 games with the knee sprain. Tried to make a quick spin move on Cassell, hit the floor, and Leandro has not gotten up.
Yeah, I don't know if he hit a wet spot or whatever. You're right, he tried to make that quick turn and just went immediately down, and not a good sign.
We'll have the update on Barbosa when we come back from the Staples Center. The Suns are down 13. Barbosa just now helped off the court and being carried toward the Suns locker room. A very scary play here for Barbosa as you take a look at both the knee and the ankle. Looks like he hyperextends the knee and then rolls the ankle.
Where he goes to plant that right foot and then just slides and ends up doing the splits and then bends that knee, and just that obvious pain.
The right knee, the right ankle, and then, like you said, Dan, he actually then grabbed his left knee.
Yeah, it looks like he almost could have hurt his right knee and right leg there, but when he goes down, he immediately grabs that left or bad knee, and it's just too bad.
Suns owner Robert Sarver behind us moments ago watching the replay. And Suns, Sarver hope that it's not a devastating injury as it might appear. So Barbosa goes into the Suns locker room. We told you they earlier lost James Jones to the ankle sprain. A battered bunch, this Suns team, playing without a whole lot of energy or confidence in the second half, trailing by 13. And here in the fourth quarter, the Clippers outscoring the Suns 8-2. 8-2 in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's been hard for the Suns to get any kind of flow whatsoever, as the Clippers have done a good job of being patient on the offensive end and really have slowed down the pace, have banged it inside in the post, and done a good job of controlling the tempo.
Suns have House, Diaw, Nash, Raja Bell, and Sean Marion. See if they can make anything happen late here in the fourth quarter. That's a 2-pointer for Eddie House. Cuts the lead to 11. 3.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. Clippers themselves were ravaged by injuries last season. Kittles, Livingston, McGetty, and Yarich all missing time for this Clippers team. Finished the season 37-45. Back come the Suns now. Down 11, Boris Diaw draws the contact from Brand and will head to the stripe.
I like to see out of Boris again being a little bit more aggressive, taking the basket, not settle for jump shots. But the last time down, the Clippers took almost 15, 16 seconds before they even attempted their first shot, just running that whole shot clock down until they got Kamen into the post.
So to the line goes Boris Diaw, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for Boris Diaw, and he misses the first free shot. Just one of 4 players currently in the NBA who's averaging at least 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Boris Diaw along with Jason Kidd, Dwayne Wade, and Brad Miller. But he misses both free throws, and that hurts, so the lead remains 11. Three-point shot has left the Suns here tonight as well, just 4 of 17 from behind the line. And now the Clippers methodically work it into Elton Brand. Stripping was Marion, rolls off.
Right, that whole play was just set up to get Brand on the weak side into the post. Just happened to miss it. The Suns need to score a quick basket.
Marion for 3. Absolutely for Shawn Marion and the Suns. In the zone with AutoZone, $100 to Phoenix Suns charities. After the three-pointer by Marion, it's now an 8-point game. Can the Suns build off of that three-pointer by Shawn, who had thrown up earlier 2 3-point air balls? So boy, did they need that. Timely fashion for Marion. Cassell goes to work on Eddie House. Elton Brand, offensive rebound, and the putback by Elton Brand. That's a big bucket, a vital hoop there for Elton Brand and the Clippers at the 2-minute mark. Answering the three-pointer by Marion. Nash breaks free, finishes with the left hand right into the gut of the defense. And the lead is 8.
Well, no surprise what's going to happen here. Again, the Clippers are going to post up, and the Suns have to play good defense. They can't allow Elton Brand to get on those offensive rebounds. That just kills you when you allow him two shots, especially at this time of the game.
Sam Cassell wants to take Nash one-on-one, help from House, so they get it to Quentin Ross. Rising up, comes up short. Here comes Nash, fouled immediately in the backcourt there by Sam Cassell. And that is now the 4th team foul on the Clippers, so the Suns will have it on the side with 1:33 to go, trailing by 8. You can see a depleted Phoenix Suns bench. Eddie House is fouled, and that will earn him a ticket to the line. So the clock stops with 1:29 to go, and Eddie House steps to the stripe. Suns as a team now 12 of 15 free throw shooting. Clippers 19 of 22 from the line. Rebounding battle dead even, both teams with 40 boards, and the Suns now have missed 3 straight free throws. 2 by Diaw and that one by Eddie House.
Obviously you guys need to knock these shots down.
The one-time Clipper Eddie House, 1 of 2 at the line. The lead is 7. Suns need to apply some pressure defensively, possibly force a turnover. Cassell raising that right leg nearly into the midsection of Steve Nash. D'Antoni wondering what that was all about.
It's just Cassell being crazy.
Cassell being Cassell. Elton Brand, his miss, rebounded by Diaw. Eddie House hits the floor, and here comes Nash. Right past Cassell, draws the foul. Oh, and it rolls off for Steve Nash, but it'll go to the line for 2. Nearly a 3-point play opportunity for Nash and the Suns.
Too bad as Steve Nash, much like a lot of guards in this league, once you get a full head of steam, there's no way to stop him. Went to his left again, wasn't able to finish it, but got fouled.
It is not over yet. Nash can cut the lead to 5. And that is money for Steve Nash.
Just a full head of steam. I don't care who you are, you're not going to be able to stop Nash from getting to the basket, and it just happens just to miss the puppy.
Second attempt now for Nash. 3rd all-time in NBA history in free throw accuracy, behind Mark Price and Rick Barry. Good to go on those 2, and the lead now down to 5. The Suns are on a 10-2 run. Need another stop. Inside of a minute to go in the 4th. Cassell hangs in the air, somehow hits. Significant shot there by Sam Cassell under pressure. Nash crossing over, bounces into Kaman, and lays it in off the glass.
So we saw Sam Cassell being Cassell. They wanted to get the ball on the Brand. Steve tried to overplay him, just went to the basket.
And Cassell trying to fend off Steve Nash, who's hit with a personal foul. And the Suns in the penalty situation, so to the line goes Sam Cassell. Steve took a couple of shots to the face as he was trying to poke it free from Cassell. after taking a sneaker to the chest just moments ago from Cassell. And Sam to the line, 88% from the line this season. You know, when you watch Sam Cassell, his unique personality, you're caught off guard when you find out that after his NBA career is over, he wants to actually coach. It's like to have Sam Cassell as your coach. Unique, to say the least. Giving the Clippers a 7-point lead. Nash for three. Can't get it. Elton Brand clears it. And for Elton Brand, rebound number 13. And the Clippers look like they are on their way to win number 4 in a row, number 14 on the season. And putting an end to the Suns' win streak at 9. 28 seconds to go, and they head to the stripe.
Well, you got to give credit to the Clippers. Did exactly what they wanted to do here tonight. Followed the game plan. They slowed the game down. They pounded the ball inside. Cassell in the fourth quarter did what he usually does, controls the games. Got Brand the ball in the post, and now he's going to be fouled here and icing it away on the line. But the Clippers did what they had to do here. The Suns came out a little flat, got out early foul trouble. Barbosa getting hurt, and James Jones, who was playing well in the first half, getting hurt. So just not the Suns' night.
The revamped backcourt with the Clippers. Mobley and Cassell now accounting for 47 points, 24 from Cassell. Kaman went for the swat and came away with a foul. Cassell with 24, Mobley with 23, Elton Brand leading all scorers, 27 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists for Brand.
Here Raja being aggressive gets a Diaw. Diaw's going to have to learn to go up with a little bit more aggression there as Kaman came over for the block, got fouled, but I'd like to see Diaw try to tear down the rim one of these times.
So to the line goes Boris Diaw. We saw his mom, who flew in from France, was at the game last night at the America West Arena. And Boris now has missed 3 straight free throws. Don't want to bring up that story that we told you about earlier this season during the summer in the EuroLeague. Boris actually missed 11 straight, so that shot can go awry for Boris Diaw. 1 of 2 there, and the lead is now 8 for the Clippers and Cassell. Eddie House picks up the personal, and he will put Mobley at the line. So, Dan Marley, are you a believer in this LA Clippers team?
Definitely, I was a believer before the game. Anytime you got Elton Brand, who is a legitimate star, and then you surround him with guys like Cassell and Mobley and Kaman, and when Getty gets healthy again, this is a team that's going to be hard to deal with. Their confidence is very high, and when you got 2 guys like Cassell and Mobley, guys who can knock down free throws, know how to win, know how to control a team, they're going to be somebody you're going to have to really watch out for.
And for the Suns here tonight, losing more than just a game to the Clippers, a key game in the Pacific Division, but again, losing James Jones, a sprained ankle, and then a very scary fall by Leandro Barbosa. We still do not know the details of the injury to Barbosa. It appeared to be knee and ankle injuries on the same play. And the Clippers will win it here tonight at the Staples Center. They improve to 14-5. They take over first place in the Pacific Division, and they end the Suns' win streak at 9 in a row. Final 101-91. We're back with our player of the game and Suns report right after this.